I remember the moment we reached the waters where Cleopatra once ruled. None of us expected how deep the trail will pull us. As I descended, the silence felt almost sentient. Something beneath the sand was waiting for us. The first structures of the ancient harbor came into view, confirming we were on the right path. The shattered gate felt like the mouth of a grey. Entering it felt like crossing a threshold meant for no living soul. Heracleion appeared as a dream swallowed by the sea, and every path seemed to point toward Cleopatra, Queen's cartouche, clear despite centuries underwater. It was a message, preserved by accident or design.
Time had shattered everything, but concealed truths tend to survive where monuments fall.
We found a corridor undocumented in any excavation map. Its secrecy made my pulse quicken. The silence grew heavier. It felt like stepping into a realm designed to erase intruders. A serpent idol, sacred to Cleopatra. Why was it hidden here, away from any temple chamber? These stones once secured the harbor gates. Whatever happened here must have been sudden and catastrophic. A ritual door, sealed, undisturbed. It had guarded something sacred for 2 millennia.
With every sweep of sand removed, the entrance began to breathe again.
It felt like the chamber exhaled. Darkness spilled out, ready to reclaim what had been disturbed. Nothing of value here, only a prelude. The true treasure would lie beyond. Her face appeared almost alive, as if the queen herself observed our trespass. Visibility collapsed to almost nothing, yet instinct told me something crucial waited at the end. This wasn't just an entrance, it was the threshold to a submerged temple treasury. At the altar's base, I noticed something wrong. Stonework that didn't match the rest of the floor. The relief showed a path leading down into a circular chamber marked with a crown. Cleopatra had left a map. As the sand gave way, a pattern emerged. Channels carved with intent, like tracks built to move something enormous. The floor revealed a sliding frame, a hidden door disguised as sacred stone. Cleopatra had weaponized architecture itself.
We applied just enough force to coax it, not break it. You don't tear open history, you persuade it.
When the altar moved, the temple groaned in silence. It felt like we had woken something that preferred to stay asleep. Below the altar, a vertical shaft descended into blackness. No ordinary treasury needed a secret throat like this. Our lights could not find the bottom. Whatever lay down there, it had been designed to stay hidden, even from the sea. Between the prayers, there were diagrams, crude but unmistakably mechanical. Someone here thought in gears as much as in gods.
The lower chamber felt like a waiting room, not a destination. Cleopatra was stretching the path, testing the patience of anyone who followed.
The inscription spoke of a storehouse of the queen, but the wording suggested something more, a stage, not the final act.
Before us stretched a corridor of gold, more than enough to fill dozen museums.
These were crowns of the Ptolemaic elite, now reduced to quiet relics. Still, they did not carry us.
As we descended beyond the Templar's boundary, the water thickened. Something below us was humming. The walls trembled with a faint mechanical pulse. Cleopatra had hidden more than gold. She hid motion. We stepped into a chamber no one believed ancient Alexandria capable of building. A machine cathedral drowned in time. Light played across the gears like flames across old armor. They were beautiful and terrifyingly purposeful.
Counterweights, huge ones, hung in place after 2,000 years. Cleopatra's vault was built to resist anything except time.
This corridor wasn't meant for priests or royalty. It was meant for engineers, the most dangerous kind of guardians.
A golden shimmer drew us forward. It felt less like treasure and more like a warning. The floor was built to make water move in patterns, a hydromechanical trigger. The sea itself powered this vault.
Every glyph pointed toward one sealed point, like instructions left for the brave or the foolish.
A circular door, mechanical, not ritual. Unlike the others, this one demanded interaction. For a moment, the past protested our intrusion. Then, the door surrendered. Inside were fragments of knowledge, records stored in a place built not for preservation, but for concealment.
It showed a great drum of stone, wrapped in rings, like a planet with engineered orbits.
For a moment, we lost all visibility. The vault was reminding us who controlled the environment. Above us, an entire mechanical skeleton rose. Cleopatra hadn't built a vault. She'd built an underwater machine.
The drum was the heart of the vault, a mechanism meant to turn even while submerged. The drum was the heart of the vault, a mechanism meant to turn even while submerged. Sea currents still fed the machine. Even drowned, it was never truly dead.
We pressed through the tunnel like moving through a throat into a lung, and then the space opened. The concentric rings matched the diagrams. Cleopatra's final safeguard was not a lock, it was a puzzle.
The rings needed to align. Only then would the vault reveal its center.
A lever stone, a physical key. My heart raced.
The ring shifted with a groan that vibrated through my bones. Something below us stirred in response.
Secondary gears awakened one by one, shaking loose their history in clouds of dust.
And then, a passage opened. Cleopatra was inviting us deeper.
Crossing that iris felt like crossing a point of no return. We had reached the mechanical core, the engine of the vault.
The current told us something was moving below, something large.
Gold glimmered beneath the stone, but no treasure chamber should glow. We descended into a spiral throat of stone, as though traveling down the spine of some ancient creature. The pressure changed abruptly. Something massive had adjusted position below us.
Below us, an abyss glowing gold. We had entered the ultimate vault, a world unto itself, guarded by engineering beyond its century. The rings still turned. Cleopatra's protection system had survived the collapse of an empire.
And then I saw it. A golden core the size of a chamber. I knew.
The dome was not just an object. It felt like a statement of ultimate power, hidden for 2 millennia. Every line, every curve hinted at purpose beyond mere decoration. Cleopatra had built a story into her final vault. Beneath all the majesty, there was an imperfection, a seam that promised passage. After all the gates and mechanisms, it came down to a simple touch, a queen's final test of faith.
The dome peeled open, a flower of metal and stone. We were finally entering the queen's heart.
We're finally entering the main chamber.
This was no ordinary treasure chamber. It was a vault built not just for riches, but for revelation. The pedestal was a stage, empty, waiting. What could Cleopatra have intended to place here?
At the center of everything, a pedestal waiting for something worthy of a queen's final vow.
At the center of everything, a pedestal waiting for something worthy of a queen's final vow.
The pedestal was not just an altar. It was an interface, waiting for the right input. An empty space, a silent challenge. It demanded something specific, something long lost, or still hidden. The vault felt our presence, sensing our proximity to its central mechanism. It was almost expectant.
The pedestal responded to the water, as if awakening to our presence.
A hidden layer beneath the heart of the vault, Cleopatra's secrets nested within secrets.
The moment the hatch lifted, the chamber changed. It felt like entering the queen's private thoughts.
Inside lay the purest treasure of her reign. Knowledge, wealth, and symbols.
Scrolls sealed in crystal, documents she meant to survive any catastrophe, even the drowning of her empire.
Scrolls sealed in crystal, documents she meant to survive any catastrophe, even the drowning of her empire.
Her true diadem, unmistakable, sovereign, alive with symbolism. This was no ceremonial replica.
The sphere puzzled me most. It felt less like treasure and more like a machine waiting to be understood. It responded instantly, as if recognizing a visitor after centuries of solitude. The vault reacted. A current moved through it, like a breath drawn from its ancient lungs.
The dome sang, a low, resonant hum that felt more emotional than mechanical. Symbols lit one by one, as if Cleopatra herself were guiding us to the next revelation.
The entire vault awakened, the rings moving with purpose, as if preparing something monumental. The dome lifted from its grave of sand. Cleopatra's final treasure was rising to meet us. The second sphere felt alive, an ancient mind at rest, waiting for someone to finish what Cleopatra began. The activation sequence began immediately. We didn't realize it was also initiating the collapse protocols. We had to move fast.
The vault of Cleopatra, undisturbed for 2,000 years, was finally revealing its secrets.
Cleopatra's intellectual legacy is revealed.
Cleopatra's ultimate secret location is pinpointed.
Cleopatra's ancient machine roars to life. the vault grows dangerously unstable.
Cleopatra's ultimate message is almost within reach. The scroll rose gently, as if the vault offered it willingly. Something sacred was being handed to us. But the awakening came with a price. The vault groaned, and ancient structures began to fail. We had what we came for, but we needed to escape before Cleopatra's masterpiece crushed us.
But the vault wasn't ready to let go. The rings sealed our exit like the closing jaws of a colossal beast.
The scroll drifted away into the collapsing heavens of stone, just beyond our reach.
Our lights faded. The vault reclaimed the color of the deep sea, dark, endless, merciless. One by one, every voice vanished. The water swallowed sound, direction, and hope.
With cold precision, the vault reset, sealing everything inside, as it had done for centuries. And so the London 12 vanished, claimed not by failure, but by a queen who outsmarted time itself.